Hello, wonderful soul. Welcome to Soul Talk, Wealth of Wisdom. This is a visionary podcast on consciousness. You are in your soul consciousness journey. I am your one and only Master Consciousness Coach Indra Groom from Kathmandu, Nepal. What an amazing day. What a beautiful day. Today I'm going to share a very beautiful concept on our thoughts. Yes, you hear me right. I'm going to share a very beautiful concept on our thoughts. Thought is an activity, action, or process of thinking. The sources of thoughts are our own three minds: conscious mind, subconscious mind, and our higher conscious mind. We are a product of what we think. Whether we think something is right or wrong, you are correct either way. So whatever you have in your mind that is conceived, it can be achieved. Are you thinking consciously or happening you're thinking unconsciously most of the time? Expert says there are over 60,000 thoughts per day that travels in our mind. If you are trying to control it, you are going crazy, and if you don't control it, you are still going crazy. Therefore, it is best for you to manage them consciously and allow some of them to let come in and let it go gently. Thoughts can be triggered from within internally or from outside externally from the environment. When we are aware or pay attention to our thoughts and its pattern, most of them are stalled thoughts called memories or past experiences that pops up, and we think and consider them as our thoughts. Next, the fresh thoughts are insightfuls, awakenings, and messages from the higher conscious mind. Yes, you hear me right. So what are you thinking mostly? Is it your stall memories, or is it insightfulness that comes in your head? Let's briefly understand about the different types of thinking patterns that produces our thoughts. 1. Perceptual thinking. 2. Conceptual or abstract thinking. 3. Reflective thinking. 4. Creative thinking. 5. Critical thinking. 6. Non-directed or associative thinking. Whatever the thinking patterns you are into, all of this brings or produce the thoughts in your mind. The product of all this thinking pattern is simply the thoughts we hold in our mind at any moment of the time. The world as we have created is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking, as quoted by Albert Einstein. Our thoughts are energy. It is like magnet. Our thoughts, the kind of people and the situation we invite in our life, is all because of our thought patterns and the thoughts we hold mostly. Be conscious of our habitual thoughts. The structure of our thoughts are made of visual images, auditory sounds, and kinesthetic feelings. We can play with these structures and change these structures so that we can change our thinking pattern and ultimately the thoughts we hold in our mind. Because our thoughts creates our life. Our life is a total product of the thoughts that we hold mostly in our mind. Thoughts comes from nowhere and from everywhere. Let me repeat it one more time. Thoughts comes from nowhere and from everywhere. This is an amazing statement. Whenever you think of any thoughts, be more careful, be more conscious, be more aware of the thoughts that you bring in or you pop up in your mind. Because it is an energy, it is going to attract and manifest whatever the thoughts you hold in your mind. The good news is that the psychology have discovered that when we change the structure of our thoughts, in our mind, we can change or manifest the outside result or the outside outcomes. It's very simple. The structure of the thoughts, as I mentioned you, the visual, the images, the shape, the size, the color of our thoughts, if we are a little more conscious, we can change the way we want it to be. Second, the sounds, the voices that we have about our thoughts or with the thoughts, we can change the sounds, we can lower it or raise the volume. We can change the texture of that voice, the way we like it, the way we want to hear it. And our thoughts start melting down. Our thought starts dissolving with the change in our image and the sounds. Similarly, when the sounds and the images are changed, we start feeling very different about the thoughts. Or we can consciously start feeling little different about our thoughts that troubles us or that we want to intensify the feelings of our thoughts. And when we change this structure, our thought changes its shapes, its picture, its colors, its sounds, its voices, and thus we start feeling a new way. We start feeling in a different way. The whole thought structure is changed. Therefore, the reality, the outcomes in our life start changing gently and start dissolving the way we want it to be. What a beautiful time we are into now, because we can consciously look into, feel into, hear into our thoughts and start changing structure the way we want, because we love our life, and our life is a product of our continuous thoughts. Wish you a very great thoughts from today and from now. Thank you so much for listening to me so lovingly, so passionately, and so kindly. As you listen to me, your thoughts are already start changing its structure, its thoughts. This is your visionary podcast on consciousness, soul talk, wealth of wisdom. Please do take care of yourself, your family, and your community until we meet in the next episode of Visionary Podcast on Consciousness. This is your one and only Master Consciousness Coach Indra Grum from Kathmandu, Nepal. Love you all.